Sports. It's in the game.
PGA Sports and the International Federation of PGA Tours are proud to present a World Golf Championship. Today from Chambers Bay in Washington, live second round coverage of the EA Sports Championship. But if we see more of what we witnessed yesterday, we're in for a heck of a battle these next 3 days as we show you the current leaderboard here on this Friday. We've currently got a tie at the top at 5 under par. Meanwhile, our featured golfer, definitely in contention, just one shot back at the start of play. That one looking good. It's in the fairway here to start round 2. Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
Yeah, he's in a good spot, 135 yards left, and that pin, well, it's back left today.
And that ball looked good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but still, inside 40 feet, just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
Down to Iona, this for birdie.
Well, they often say it's the toughest putt in golf. There's not a lot to it. I think you can take dead aim.
Oh, what a putt right there. The speed was spot on, but it was just a fraction offline, or that would have gone in. Okay, that's in for par here at the first, and he'll remain one shot back. Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left. It might be in the rough, but that was absolutely crushed.
Ball above his feet here as he decides how to play his second. Okay, on the green, but that's going to leave a putt that will get your attention. This is a 16-footer. Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And on the heels of yesterday's 66, he'll get it to 1 under par for his round today. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners. Well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either, sitting up in the short grass. Second shot now, here at the par 3. Well, those are the shots that turn what you'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap-in is now going to be a grind.
Nicely done. It is a par here at the 3rd. And he'll stay at 5 under. Frank, here on the 4th tee, you get a good look, don't you, at what Chambers Bay really is all about.
It's framed beautifully, Rich, by the bunkers there, left, short, off the tee, plus the ones down the right side. You can see everything in front of you, but the hole does bend to the right. This is another one where you've got a generous fairway, but don't be fooled by that. It's fairway first.
Tough par 4 measuring 495 yards. And that will do just fine. So Iona, this his second from the fairway.
127 yards, that's what he's looking at down the flagstick. Pin on the right-hand side, so plenty of room to the left of it.
That's got to be disappointing. Good line in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Oh, you're kidding. This game's unfair sometimes. That luck in the whole way. That one finished off. It is a bogey here at 4. And now he's going to fall a couple of shots off the pace. Frank, it's kind of fun to swing away on an elevated tee like this, the 5th here at Chambers Bay.
It looks straight away. It certainly does. And under 500 yards, so it gives you a chance, plus that elevation. You should be able to knock one down there. The whole pinch is in, though, with those bunkers left and right. And there's just one bunker in the front of this green. And that, as you can guess, should be avoided.
Be careful. They call this hole free fall. So he'll come at it from the left side of the fairway as he gets set now for his second shot.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
This one measures out to 15 feet. That one just going to sneak on by. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5. And he's going to remain one shot off the pace. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though. And everything is in front of you. Well, that drive was enormous. I know it's in the rough, but that is long.
Walking the course today, let's bring in Nota Begay the third.
153 yards left to the hole. Ball sitting down, needs to get a little bit steep to dig it out.
From the rough into the bunker or the frying pan into the fire, sometimes mistakes, they just have a way of compounding themselves. Okay, not bad out of the sand, and that's what will remain, trying to grind out a par. Nicely read there. It is a par here at the sixth, and he's going to stay too bad. On the seventh tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why. There's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill. Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
Here at 7, this his second from off the fairway.
That's not too bad. Good shot. Inside 20 feet, I would imagine. So a good chance, really outside chance for birdie.
Yes, plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he'll get it into red figures for the day at 1 under par, 5 under overall. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage. Ball's back in the fairway. I guess it's better to be lucky than good.
Now from just under 300 yards, a second from the fairway at the par 5. Okay, I'll be pretty happy with that one on the green and 2, but a long ways. Frank, he'll need to refocus immediately because that's not a guarantee. 2 putts from that distance.
Exactly, Rich. No time to celebrate right now. Grind on that first putt. Get it inside that magic circle. At least try and guarantee a birdie.
Yeah, from that far away, anything inside of 5 feet is pretty darn good. Yes, getting hot here just before the turn. That's birdies now at 7 and 8. And he moves to 2 under for his round, 6 under for the tournament. Really good mix of holes here at Chambers Bay. And Frank, we finished this front side with a par 3 after just having come off that long par 5.
And it's a beauty too. The tee is some 100 feet up in the air, so you get a great view of this magnificent golf course, and you realize why it's called a true links. This green here, though, it looks rather daunting, well bunkered on the right side, but you can see enough of it. And once again, links, use the bounce, and you can still kick one in there close.
Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Just beyond the hole. Super job there out of the bunker. Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. And that finishes off a strong front 9. It's a 33, 2 under par. Frank, what's the player looking at on the 10th here at Chambers Bay?
Well, normally at a par 4, you're just thinking blaze away, but this is one of the few holes, really, I think you've got to be careful on what club you hit off the tee. It starts to narrow up. You really want to avoid those 2 short bunkers that come in around the 300-yard mark. And that really sets yourself up with a nice sort of wedge. That's really the right way to play. You don't have to take the trouble on in front here.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. 93 yards is the number as he sets for his second.
That's a bit of a head turner, really. That was a green light situation from that distance, and far from the best shot I've seen today.
That's the way to start the backside. A perfect read. Gets a birdie at number 10. And that is going to push him into the lead here on this Friday. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
Yeah, it looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level.
He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and he'll stay at 7 under. 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
Two, really. You could just sort of iron it down there and have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green. And you might just putt for an eagle.
And you saw that one kick up some sand. It is indeed in the bunker. Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Okay, that'll help the cause. It's a birdie here at number 12. And that's going to move him to 8 under. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided.
And that one not quite able to hang on. It's into the bunker. Gonna have to flight this a long way. His second out of the bunker.
I'd give that an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Been in a fairway bunker and safely on the green. You never know, might even sneak a birdie.
A birdie opportunity here at 13.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
That's gonna scoot a foot or two by. Okay, safely in for par here at 13. And he's going to remain at 8 under. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
This one starting a little bit left. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Second shot forthcoming from the left side of this fairway. Well, at least he can draw on the experience from the previous hole. Again, in the bunker. Gonna have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Line may have been a little more sunken in than we had thought, but all in all, not a bad shot out of the bunker. Okay, good putt. And a par here at 14. And he'll stay right where he is. At last, Frank, a break from those long par fours. We just played 5 par fours in a row. Now the par 3 15.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree. It's one of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15. It's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in the US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, and then go straight at it.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Yeah, good putt. That's in for par here at 15. And he'll remain right where he is. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called Beached.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second. Okay, not a bad lead. That's a good shot. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. That a pure roll there. That is down for a birdie here at 16. And he's worked it to 9 under par. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3. You can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of the US Open.
Solid shot, and sometimes solid throughout the round, will win the day. Now this for another birdie. Yes, some good playing here toward the end of the round. Birdies at 16 and 17, and he's into double figures now at 10 under par. Now to the 18th hole, Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department in your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
That one up the right side. Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. Well, he obviously had enough to get it to the green with just a little bit left of target, though.
Yeah, lie's not too bad, so if you can show a little bit of maestro work around the green, you never know, something special.
Ten-foot putt left. He'll say he should have made that. So a bit of a letdown here at 18, but it is a par. And this will be a second round score of 64. That is very well done. So for our featured golfer, fine work here on this Thursday and Friday. They're going to take a one-shot lead into the weekend.
So often we're looking for the big leads, reach 5, 6, 7, perhaps even 8 shots. But in the end, we know that whoever picks up the trophy, it only has to be one. So compelling next 2 days.
So for Frank Nobilo, Notable Gay III, Iona Stephen, and a cast of hundreds, I'm Rich Lerner. You've been watching PGA Tour Golf on EA Sports. So long, everyone.